The more documents that you've added to a book panel, the more likely it is that one or more of them contain settings that are inconsistent with the others. For example, maybe you made a change to chapter 1 and then forgot to make that change in the other chapters. Or perhaps your art director decided to change a Pantone color in one of the documents, and now you need to update all the colors in the other documents in the book. Fortunately, the book panel has a synchronize option that lets you ensure consistency throughout all the documents in your book. So I'm going to jump over to page 3 here by pressing Shift page down a couple of times. You can see that I changed the running head here by adding a chapter number and the name of the chapter. And I'd like all those changes, the ones that I made on the master page in chapter 1, to be pushed out to all the other chapters in this book. To do that, I first need to make sure that I have the master document set. The master document is whichever document has this little funny icon next to it. And you can click next to any of these files in here to set the style source or the master document. But in this case, we do want it set to chapter 1, so I'm good to go here. The next thing we need to do is choose which documents we want to synchronize. I can select, let's say, chapters 1 through 4 by clicking on the first one and then shift-clicking on chapter 4. And that selects all of those in a row. I can also add non-contiguous chapters by holding down the Command key on the Mac and clicking. And that adds or removes discontiguous files, the ones that are in between. In this case, however, I want to apply my synchronization to all the chapters. So I'm going to click in this blank area down at the bottom of the panel, and that deselects everything. And selecting none is the same as selecting everything. I'll go to the book panel flyout menu and choose Synchronize Options. Here's where I can tell InDesign what I want to synchronize and what I don't want to synchronize. In this case, I don't want to synchronize my styles and swatches, and I don't want to synchronize all this other stuff, but I do want to synchronize my master pages. I can now click the Synchronize button, and InDesign will go through and synchronize everything so that it matches chapter 1. When it's done, it tells me it completed successfully. Click OK, and now all of these should have my new master page. I'll go look at chapter 5, for example. I'll open it up, and we can see that suddenly I have my chapter numbering, and if I jump to the next spread with Option page down or Alt page down on Windows, I can see that my running head has been updated appropriately as well. Now let's try this one more time, but with paragraph styles. I'll go to my Paragraph Styles panel, and I'm going to edit the Heading 1 style by right-clicking on Heading 1, saying Edit on Heading 1, but we're going to edit the Paragraph Style Options dialog box. We'll assign a color. Here's a little trick. You can actually add a color. If you don't have a color in here that you wanted, you can actually add it by double-clicking on this swatch. It's a little known trick there. So we can say we want a new color, make it a spot color. I'll choose Pantone Solid Coated. Let's say Pantone 123, this kind of gold yellow color. Terrific. Click OK, and then I'll add that to my fill of my Heading 1. So when I click OK, you can see that I've not only changed the style here, I've also added a new Pantone color. Now I want to push that change out to all my other documents in my book, so I need to first set my master document by clicking to the left of chapter 5. Just to be safe, I'm going to save this document, and then I'm going to synchronize all the documents in my book. The Synchronize button is grayed out. Why? Because I have just one document selected here. So I'll click in the blank area at the bottom, and now Synchronize. Oh, but I better not synchronize yet because I forgot to change my options. So I'll go out to the flyout menu, choose Synchronize Options. In this case, I do want to synchronize my styles and swatches. I don't really need to synchronize all these other things. And I'll click OK. I could have clicked Synchronize there if I wanted to, but I really want to click on this button. Boom. Click on that. Why do I want to click on that button? No reason. It's just fun to click on that button. So it's completed successfully. Click OK. Now let's go back and look at one of these other chapters. I'll go look at chapter 3, and we will scroll through this with the Option page down, Alt page down on Windows to go through one spread at a time until I find a Heading 1, and you can see that the paragraph style has been updated, and if I look in the Swatches panel, I can see that this color has in fact been added. It was pushed out into all the other documents in my book. I do want to point out that if you have a color swatch or a style or master page in one of these other documents that doesn't exist in the master document, it doesn't get wiped out. It doesn't get deleted or something. It can exist all by itself. It's only the styles or swatches that either don't exist in them that get pushed into them, or if they have exactly the same name, then they get overridden when you synchronize. Synchronizing the documents in a book can take a long time. The more files, the longer, of course. But it's far faster and more reliable than having to update all that stuff manually. In the next movie, we'll take a look at another automation feature that saves you a huge amount of time: building a table of contents.